Hey guys, I'm Nick from Micro Center. If you got a couple of Windows 8 computers, you try to play around with some of the settings, you try to adjust them, or even just find them in general, realize you can't find them at all, or you don't know what they do, we have two. We get a video showing you just kind of a general overview of all the settings for Windows 8, what they do, how to use them, how to find them, and so on and so forth. So let's get started.
Alright, so this is your start menu. This is what you'll see when Windows 8 first comes up. To get to the settings from here, we'll take the mouse, throw it to the bottom right hand corner and push up. This will bring your charms on the right hand side. You have search, share, start, devices, and settings. We'll click on settings and go to change PC settings. This will bring up the new user interface settings for Windows 8. On the left hand side, you'll see your entire list of settings groups. Some of these look very similar to Windows 7. So you have personalizing users and Homegroup and Windows Update. So very similar to Windows 7. We'll go through the main differences of the ones in Windows 8. We'll start with personalized because this is a little different. At the top here on the right hand side you have lock screen, start screen, and account picture. If you click on any of these pictures down here, you can change your lock screen picture. From your start screen, you can change the design in the background, and you can change the color as well just by dragging these arrows over to where you want them to be at. And if you click on account picture, you can change your account picture. You can browse for more pictures, you can take a picture using the camera if there's a built-in camera, and if you have any apps that have wallpapers, you can also use some of the wallpapers as your account picture as well. Going over to users, this is very similar to Windows 7 as well. You can switch accounts, you can change your password, create a picture password, create a PIN, and you can also add users. Notifications menu, you can change how the applications that you've installed will notify you for updates or any other kind of attention they may need. You can use the slider and turn those off or on, turn them on or off, or you can just turn them all off if you don't want any of the apps to notify you for anything, and you can turn them back on. In the search menu, this will show all the apps that you've searched for and downloaded, so on and so forth. So here you can delete the history. You can actually turn this off to not show any of the apps that you've used, or you can go through and individually turn them off so they won't keep coming up when you go to search for things. Like if you don't use an app very much, or you have an icon and you just want to search for one specifically. So you can turn them off, you can turn it back on, same thing as the notifications. Over to share, this is the menu to share over your account for multiple computers, and these are the apps, your Mail, your People app, and your SkyDrive app. These are the apps that you can use to share the information, share the apps that you've downloaded, so on and so forth. You can turn them off, you can turn them back on, you can turn them all off, you can turn them all back on. You can actually add more items to the list if you've installed more sharing apps. And the general one, this is a very important menu setting. So this one will take a little bit longer to go through. At the top here you have time. You can change the date and time. You can change your time zone. You can automatically adjust for daylight savings time. Going down here to app switching. App switching is really nice for the slower, not high-end computers, the single cores and the low-end dual cores. You can turn the app switching off, which will allow this menu over here to automatically close any apps that you aren't currently showing on your screen. So as you can see, if I go over here and this show the apps that I have running, let's say I want to start up the store and I want to start up games as well, and I go back to settings and I put mouse up here, these are all the apps that are running. If I turn this off, now they're gone. They don't run. This helps for task management for the slower, not really fast computers. If I turn that back on and I go and start the desktop again, I can go back to PC settings and there's the desktop still running in the background. Windows 8 also has an autocorrect built in for mostly tablets and touchscreens. You can change your language settings from here. This will also show you how much available storage you have on your computer. And you can go through here and adjust take a look at all the settings, what apps take up the most space. You can remove apps through here, so on and so forth. The next three are actually really important. This one here, refresh your PC without affecting your files. Basically, this is used for if your computer's running slow, things aren't running at all, it's not running right, or doesn't run how you think it should be. You can click Get Started, and this will take you through a list of on-screen instructions to refresh your PC. This is similar to System Restore back in Windows 7. Click Get Started and go through the steps there, and you can refresh your PC. And listen, this will not affect your personal files. This will just kind of tweak the settings a little bit for you. Now the next one here, remove everything and reinstall Windows. This one here will literally remove everything. I do not recommend it if you don't back up your data on a regular basis, because this will take off all your personal information, all your programs, all your saved documents and files off of your computer and give you a fresh copy of Windows. This has some benefits though. So if you back up your data regularly and have all the programs on CDs or you can get them easily, you can click the Get Started button and this will take you through the process of reinstalling Windows. But again, this will remove everything, so make sure your data is backed up before you do this. And the last option here, Advanced Startup. If you had a Windows 7 or Windows XP or an older computer and you wanted to get to the advanced boot options, you had to turn on the computer and tap F8 a bunch of times and hope that the BIOS recognizes that you're hitting F8 so that you can bring up the advanced boot options. From here, you can actually click Restart Now, and this will take you right to the advanced boot options for Windows 8. So it's a really nice feature they've added in for us. Privacy, this one's allows you to turn off the location of your computer so that apps won't know where you're at. They won't use your account name to turn that off, and you can also turn off the last option to improve the Windows Store by sending any kind of errors or things like that. Devices show all the devices that are connected to your computer currently or have been connected recently. And your wireless settings, this is very similar to Windows 7. You can turn airplane mode on and off. You can also turn the Wi-Fi on and off, and you can turn Bluetooth on if your computer has Bluetooth built in. The ease of access is for people who have trouble kind of seeing. This will turn the high contrast on, which basically inverts the color. Still kind of similar to the Windows 7 settings for ease of access in the control panel. It's just put here in this list. The last option here, or the next option here is sync your settings. We actually did a whole video on just this setting here. You can check it out at microcentertech.com. This just allows you to sync settings over multiple PCs with the same accounts. You can turn them on and off. You can turn them on and off individually, and so on and so forth. We have a whole video on this at microcentertech.com. For the home group, if you have a Windows 7 computer, you've already used the home group, I'm sure. This allows you to share documents, music, pictures, videos, and other printing and devices over a shared network. You can turn those on and off right through here. You can adjust it, and you can also set a password through this menu as well. And the last one is Windows Updates. This is very similar to Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows XP updates. It's just built into the PC settings menu for Windows 8. You can click Check for Updates Now. It'll go through the list and check for any kind of updates that has to download and install. And then you can click Install Updates once it's finished checking. And it looks like I found a few, so we'll take a look at those later. Yeah, it's got 2 updates, and we can click the blue letters here, and it'll install the updates for us. But we'll do that later. So that's pretty much an overview of the settings for Windows 8. To get out of this menu, you can take your mouse, toss to the top, left click and drag to the bottom. Once it's snapped down there, let go, and that'll take you back to your start menu. That's pretty much all there is to Windows 8 settings. If you have any more questions, you can get in contact with us at microcentertech.com.